So we've always been told that the Republican Party, the GOP, is the pro-gun party. Is that really true anymore? Well, let's find out. Historically speaking, it's always been the Republican Party that has been pro-Second Amendment. They've always been the one to support gun rights. It's always been a part of their party platform. It's been something that's always been very important to them and that they've run on. However, we have seen in the past, even in the recent past, that that's not necessarily true, that maybe they support the gun rights more than the Democrats do, certainly, but do they support them as much as we think that they support them? Well, we may have some new evidence here that shows no, they don't. So let's go to this here. This is from Reason Magazine. All the people are talking about this all over the gun interwebs. The 2024 GOP platform barely mentions gun rights. The party's neglect of the issue is consistent with its domination by Donald Trump, who pays lip service to the Second Amendment but has never been a true believer. The 2016 Republican Party platform, which condemned Democrats for proposing laws that would eviscerate the Second Amendment, devoted 3 paragraphs to gun rights. The 2020 platform did not discuss the subject at all because there was no 2020 platform. The party instead promised to enthusiastically support the president's America First agenda. This time around, the Republican National Committee did approve a platform. But the Reload's Jake Fogelman notes the RNC has excised any mention of the Second Amendment except for a passing reference. That reference appears to be a list of 20 promises that we will accomplish very quickly when we win the White House and Republican majorities in the House and Senate. The 7th promise says Republicans will, quote, defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. The cursory treatment of the Second Amendment is consistent with the reality that the current Republican Party wants whatever former President Donald Trump wants. Despite his lip service to the right of armed self-defense, Trump has never been a true believer, as his flirtation with the Democratic gun control agenda after the October 27th mass shooting in Los Angeles illustrated. In addition to opposing a unilateral ban on bump stocks that was recently overturned by the Supreme Court, Trump met with Democrats in Congress, but we remember all that. So in a nutshell, the party platform for the Republicans always used to contain strong language on the Second Amendment. This time around, it doesn't. I believe that is strategic because what they are trying to do is get more people in the middle. They're making a political decision and they're looking at the map for Trump's election. I don't think this is a situation where they're, quote, following Donald Trump's agenda or whatever. We know Donald Trump's not super pro Second Amendment. I get that. But I don't think Donald Trump called the GOP and said, hey, let's put out a platform and I want you to have these specific words in it. We know he doesn't work that way. I believe that the party said, look, in order for us to win this, we got to appear not to be extreme on a lot of topics. Abortion is hardly mentioned in the GOP platform as well, which has, of course, historically been a major platform of the GOP. But that's not mentioned in there as well. Instead, you have kind of these cursory throwaway agendas like we want to protect free speech, we want to protect the Second Amendment, we want to protect, whatever. Because what they're trying to do is take any sort of extreme stuff out of the platform because they want the Democrats' platform to be the extreme platform. And they're worried that because Trump is seen as an extreme personality, in order to tamp down on that extreme personality, they want to not have extreme policy positions. Again, abortion is going to be a huge issue in this election, just like it was in the last one. And they keep getting hit over the head with it, saying that they're trying to, take away women's rights to choose and all the things that have been coming from the abortion debate. So because of that, they don't want to be hit with the extreme positions. And so they're removing all kind of extreme positions from their platform, including, unfortunately for us, the Second Amendment. Again, we know Trump's not a big supporter of the Second Amendment. He does do lip service to it. He's certainly better on the Second Amendment than Joe Biden would be. And that's, of course, the binary choice that we always run into with most of our Republican candidates. But we know that Trump passed illegally the bump stock ban, which just got shut down. We know that Trump did meet with Dianne Feinstein, a lot of these crazy people, and we're kind of on board with a little bit of that agenda. And of course, we know the Republicans sided with Joe Biden about 18 months ago and passed a new federal gun law that has a bunch of provisions in it. So the GOP either is moving away from gun rights as part of their platform, or strategic purposes are not being as vocal as gun rights as they used to be for their platform. So kind of remember that when it comes time to vote. Again, unfortunately, it's usually always a binary choice. So for example, here in Florida, we have Governor Rick Scott. Rick Scott is the one who's almost single-handedly responsible for the most atrocious anti-Second Amendment gun bill in American history, certainly in Florida history, which is the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Act. And I've gone over that 1,000 times and all the bad things it does. Red flag laws, got to be 21 to buy a gun, like all the other crap that comes along with that. That was all championed by Rick Scott, and he's our senator, and he's running again. So do you vote for Rick Scott? Because he's certainly not as bad as the crazy Democrat that's going to probably run against him. Or do you not vote for Rick Scott because he basically stabbed us in the back? Those are personal decisions that most people have to make. I'll let you know that last time I did not vote for Rick Scott because of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas Act. I did not vote for the Democrat in that race either. I basically abstained from that race. I would like to abstain from the presidential race because even though I get a kick out of Trump, blowing up the system from time to time, I know that he's not super pro Second Amendment and he's got a lot of other problems too, but he's certainly going to be way better than the corpse that we have in the White House right now. So I'm not going to abstain from that election. But look, these are the choices that we all have to make. My job is to inform, not to tell you what to do. But you're on notice that the GOP in their platform does not give a lot of effort into the Second Amendment, and take that for what it's worth. So thanks for watching. As always, please like, share, subscribe to the video. My subscriber numbers are going up. I really appreciate all that. It all helps the algorithm. Being a gun channel, YouTube's always fucking around with our algorithm. So if you could like, share, subscribe, comment down below, I'd really appreciate that. So thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay vigilant, and as always, carry on.